Hello everybody, I'm back. This is Tranquility with Nikki once again, and we are here to talk about the month of June. As we're approaching towards the month of June, and being the 1st of June, we're going to talk a little bit about the collective consciousness, the energy, and the energy update for the month of June. Now, the first thing I really want to speak out is, how is everybody doing? I'm asking this question because we had a very, very dense energy that went by the month of May, and a lot of you may have felt it around the retrograde time, which I basically explained in my previous podcast, which was in the month of May. And I also had given some kind of information regarding how to kind of move around, maneuver in a smarter way, in a way that it doesn't affect you as much as what the rest who are not as conscious about certain things around them would go through. Now, I just wanted to let you know that the month of May, by the end of the month of May, just was as difficult to a lot of you, which was being mentioned a little about in my previous podcast. And yes, that heavy, dense energy somehow has just flown by, and we have that energy still there with us. Now, knowing that, is there anything new with the month of June? So let's start without any further ado. Month of June, the element that I received with the month of June is very much to do with the feminine energy and the masculine energy. Now, I've been talking about yin and yang so many times, but let's just break this down a little so that all of you could understand this better. The start of the month of June has got a lot of feminine energy in it, knowing the fact that we do have a full moon in the 3rd of June. And in some part of the world, it starts from the 2nd and then moves towards the 3rd. Now, the effects of this new moon is beautiful because there is an aspect of creativity that is shining really beautifully with loads of people at the moment. Now, when we talk about the collective space, which is the global space, I could just tell you one thing, that this energy is also coming with empowerment, and it is also moving towards the phase where a lot of people are going through this particular moment of a eureka moment. A lot of people are going through that phase where they think that, why didn't they had this idea before? Now suddenly, a light bulb moment might be the thing that might come up. And this could come through absolutely any prospect with, any part of your life or any stage that you are in your life at the moment, which could be career-based, which could be even relationship-based, which could also be in aspect of something new that you're starting. So, whatever that you are moving towards, there is something that will suddenly have an effect with you and will change the direction of how you really want to move with yourself. So that means, the full moon is somehow very effective. Now, is it going to be a very smooth sailing space? Now, that's the other question. Well, this is going to be a little bit of a kind of a rocky space for quite some people, because nobody likes to change things suddenly. They like to be in their own comfort zone, but at the moment you're being pushed away from that comfort zone. But as I always say, that it is all going to be very, very good. So it's going to be all for the great, the highest good. Now, after talking about the feminine energy, we're just talking about the emotional side of it. We are now going to talk a little bit about, shadow work. Okay, shadow work is always going to be part of us. We are always going to work on this. And whoever says that I've already worked with my shadows, there will be always some sort of new challenges that you all are going to face. Now remember, the challenges are all good. The belief system that challenges kind of is draining you is a very wrong way of looking at things. Challenges are basically helping you just get more stronger and basically polishing you. So if there is any new challenges that are coming up, and that is because mainly, and you'll see this more, this is because of some shadow that you have been working on yourself for quite some time. Now, whether you have been openly aware of this or you haven't been aware of it at all, this will peek in really deeply. Now, this is somewhere around mid-month, and it is really, really effective. When I say effective, it is going to challenge your self-belief system. It is going to challenge of how, do you kind of have this duality within yourself, at a point maybe, and a hypocrisy that you have within yourself. Now, this is all the self-work that each and everyone really does. Now, most of it is really ego, and how our ego speaks to us and gives up information. Now, there could be an aspect with arguments where you have a feeling that, no, I'm right, and I have to make sure that I tell this person that I am correct. But sometimes there is not a reason. There's no such reason for you to be that strong out. Sometimes it is okay to just have peace and let the other have their own opinion about something, and you can have your own. Now, we have to realize that all that we are doing at the moment is really an illusion. An illusion where it's teaching us something, is providing us some sort of lessons and an experience. And when we go through those experiences, we are more aware, and there's more wisdom that we kind of step into. Now, as we're going through these shadow work, we are also breaking patterns. And as we are breaking patterns, it is really going to be so deeply involving you into a space where a lot of new things come your way. Remember, when we break a certain pattern, there's also karmic patterns that I'm talking about over here. So as we're breaking these patterns, you'll also see that a beautiful sense of amazing new inspirations might come up your way. You might even go through phases where you are understanding the new you, who's getting evolved and working deeply on certain things that you may have not done before. I also received another element along with the month of June, and that was unity. And this was united with new things, new endeavors, new things which do kind of like divine detours, going all out towards a space where you're working unconditionally with full of love, and advancing that one side that we talk about, the fifth dimensional space, or higher vibration or ascension, whatever name that you can put it out there. But everybody is actually moving to that space. And now this is more on a personal background that I'm giving you this information, saying that there are also challenges coming your way. So the other element that I got was the mind might set things back for you. Okay, now again, how do I, what is basically that you're working with? You're working with shadows once again. Means, yes, there is a certain shadow aspect that you're going through where certain things are working really well because you can understand, you can be an observer, you can see it. And then in certain times, it seems like the mind helps you push things away for you rather than going back. So a lot of past stuff is coming right in front of your faces. This is also to do with global stuff. something that was shushed and never been spoken about and kept quiet, and suddenly it jumps out. So yes, there is a lot of new things, which is the past stuff coming up with a new understanding. And at this point, the past could not be that great, and listening to that might even make you go into an anxiety state where you might go through aspect of fears. Now, let me just tell you, that's all aspect of your shadows or the low vibrational state that is leading you and pushing you down. So when I talk about this, I'm talking about some people, especially the ones who are working towards ascending themselves and have not been so overly into all this, all this lingo of spiritualism or understanding new aspects about things, and they have been just doing their own thing all the time, and not the non-believers basically. So they are the one who are moving towards that direction, because there is a certain space where it will be pushed in a certain manner that you will understand that there is something. Now, whether that is, through, again, if there is a colleague or a dear friend who is challenging you in certain ways. We'll also go through a certain aspect where you can also go towards this aspect around your work, which is, your bosses, anybody who is authoritative. So, you might just go into that space that, there will be a certain push being given. And how do you work this thing out inside you? So it's all about the karmic patterns that you've been working on or may have not worked on fully. It is completely out there around the month of June. Now, I also received that there is a beautiful state of divinity, which is a state of love and also a masculine energy that is out there. Now, remember, when there is masculine energy, it is all about certain foundations that they have been laid, certain things that is around you, and it is wanting to create. Well, the creativity is the feminine side, and building that becomes the masculine side of it. So the aspect of new things that are being built is the other element. Now, with this, there's also the work of solar plexus and your throat chakra, which is really, really vibrational at this point. Remember the month of June, which is also known as, the summer months in most of the parts of the world. And we are actually moving towards that direction, peaking towards that direction. And especially as we're moving towards that direction, a lot of solar plexus energy and the throat chakra is something that is going to be very, very vital. That means what you speak out, how you believe in certain things, and, your confidence towards it. It's all going to be a mixture of this energy. So if there are challenges of how you speak, or you don't speak in a certain way, or you are keeping things within yourself just because there isn't much confidence in you to take that out in open, and you will see that now, talking about, again, globally, a lot of this kind of energy is going to be out there, whether it's going to be social media, whether it's going to be television, news, whatever. But there is a max out there of this energy. Now, being a remote viewer, I am quite aware of certain things that are going to be out there, and they are going to be right in front of, the norm issues, or the people who have going through certain issues at the moment. These things will be either enforced down, or they will be just told. So when I talk about authoritative, that will be also aspects with governmental things. So again, before even I go deeper into that direction, I just wanted to basically also mention that grounding is so very needed at this point. Yes, the end of June can be for some people a turmoil state. For loads, I mean, at the moment, yes, if the creativity is strong and the foundation is laid and that is really strong, yes, a lot of things can just move deeper and better. But if there is confusion, which can be a major part around in the month of June, because it is almost feels like 60 to 40%, 60% being understanding, 40% being the confused ones. So as this is happening, there's a chaotic situation that kind of turns into. But it is still much better than the denser energies that you may have felt it around in the May time. That means the whole, summer, the blooming aspect, the going, deeper into your work, understanding yourself, all of that is going to help you. But now saying that, you will also see that a lot of people might go into their own, rabbit holes and just kind of stay there and not want to move out. Now, again, this is as per, the energies that how a person is honing it within themselves. So certain energies are really, really aspiring, and certain energies are really, really dropping and in a very low vibe. Now there's a concoction of this energy that will be felt around you, especially if you're a sensitive or you feel things, you don't know how to even explain how you feel about certain things. Especially those kind of people will feel it. Now I really want to even talk about solar flares. Now this is the other aspect. This is really, really big. As we understand that in the heat is going to increase in lots of parts of the world. Now, whether that is being, manipulated or whether that is just naturally kept, now that's a complete other discussion. But saying that, there is aspects of huge amount of solar flares that's going to be part. And human beings are taking hugely part into this form. So that means, because of the solar flares, there is a flash of huge amount of energy that might just lead you into feeling really lethargic, really tired, headaches. That could be the aspect of the reason of or the symptoms from the whole solar flares that we are going through. It's really advised that the more you keep yourself grounded, the more you will be much more in your own comfort space. So in case, you might be not feeling that great, might be, aspects of issues with your health, or just feeling low with your vibration or your energies, this is a heightened space at the moment that has been asked for you to be more grounded. So what else that you could do? Just go out in open, just feel the sun a little, okay? Keep your feet on the grass, meditate, okay? I mean, whatever that helps you just calm yourself down, okay? And connect is what I will ask each and every one of you to get into. Meditation classes, if you like, you could join into my meditation classes, which is every Wednesday that we do live, and we talk a lot about in these meditation classes. Now saying this, I really wanted to also add in of how beautiful the state from June on. So that means July is similar energies, if I be honest, but we have absolutely amazing space that is opening by the end of June. And when I talk about the end of June, it might be, for some of you, might be also the mid of June, because I'm seeing that there is new aspirations that you're following into, and a lot of people are risk takers at the moment. So I like that fact, because it's all about the solar plexus energy at the moment. The solar plexus energy is helping each and every one of you to go deeper into your own, your own understanding, in your own, the highest good. How you feel that, I do feel that there is something to this. I'm not sure whether how I'm going to go on about it, but I just want to do this. That feeling. And these are those people who were at one point taking 2 steps ahead and 3 steps behind. These are going to turn into risk takers. So watch out for those people who are always confused in making your decisions, and suddenly you are picking up certain decisions and just kind of just going ahead and doing it. Now, is it a great thing that you're going to get into? Absolutely yes, because I got the information that there is a certain love and passion that you are just going to love moving into that state. Now, here you go. When the solar plexus is vibrating, okay, you know for the fact that there are new things that you are here to move into. And your mind, and you're obviously working with that mind, not through the ego side of it, but more on the intuition side. And that also means that you're trusting the vibes of how you feel, the gut feeling. So yes, it's also about the vagus nerve that actually connects them from the mind, from the brain to the gut. So it's almost like that connection can be felt. And saying that, yes, it does feel that a lot of people are coming out from their boxes and moving out, okay, and thinking out of box. And yes, there is, the new beginnings might even turn into a state where a lot of hard work is required. That's the other element that I got, that there is enduring new beginnings. Now, when I get that, what I really mean to say is, yes, there are certain things that you have to redo again, but don't stop. The only thing is the confused mind that tells you to stop. So when I say that, what I mean to say is, please make sure that when you're getting on to doing something, and say if you see things not going that great in the start, I would like you to keep patience, because anything that you start from the foundation space, to start anything new, it always takes a little time, a little care, a little patience into it. You wouldn't get things straight down and then. So when that is the case, I really would like you all to understand that that particular thing is so needed. So I will ask you to keep patience, and I will ask you to carry on. Please do not step back. The only things that you really need to work on stepping back is that confused mind that confuses you and takes you back again from the shadows that I was talking to you before. So yes, sometimes things are the way they are, but it's all about what you're learning through that experience that matters. And the last element that I got, and this was something that I really, really enjoyed. I mean, when I was receiving this message, I was really happy with it, because this is something that all of us need to know and have to work on our belief that it is there. There's an infinite amount of energy that is splurged with aspects of downloads through dreams, or it could be also through prayers and literally getting your prayers heard and things happening straight out. Now, try and understand, we are in a very 5th dimensional space already. A lot of us are already moved into that space. That means manifestations are really, really happening, and they are very, very quick. Knowing the fact that some of you have already are into that state. Now, the one who felt, oh, I wish I could have done that, are the ones who are also feeling it now. So, yes, there is an infinite space that has moved. So there are timeline jumps that are happening at the moment, whether you're doing it in your dreams, receiving information beforehand, and then going through the whole deja vu effect that happens. But it's just so beautiful. knowing the fact that, we have been really looking forward, wanting to learn things, and finally it is here. So yes, as the solar plexus is working and the throat chakra is opening as well, the intuition is also getting really, really sharp. So by the end of June, a lot of intuitive side of you is also opening up. Now again, as I would say, that for some of you may even feel right from the start of June itself. But this energy is felt more for the collective consciousness, for the more like max people out, around the end of June or the mid of June. So when this is happening, yes, please journal. Get into journaling, get into, doing certain things that really, really advances you and works more deeper into your manifestation. Now remember, if certain manifestation doesn't work, it is not because, you've done something wrong. Maybe it has a divine time for you as well, and maybe that particular thing is not for your highest good. So please do not get dejected in case if there is a thing that you really, really want, and that is maybe coming from the ego aspect, maybe by looking at somebody or comparing yourself with something, that is not maybe meant for you. Maybe there is something else meant for you, but whatever that is meant for you, there will be a peekaboo aspect, okay, that you will see already in the month of June. So yes, there is a mixture of this energy that is going to be part of you. And I would just say that, the month of June is so very interesting because all this time it was like, yes, there's going to be dense energies, but you have to just wait, But this is a mixture of energies which is in the month of June, knowing the fact that, we are into the summer months as well. And yes, there is an increase in energy, there's a certain vibe, but then yes, there's also aspect of feeling really low at times. The only thing that I will just say that please just work on grounding yourself as much as you can. Remember, shadow works will only work deeper, and you can work on observing and merging with those shadows only if you're well grounded. So this was the part of the June. And as I will obviously, maybe I'll talk a little bit more and give you snippets of some proper elements in between regarding June. So maybe watch out the space, and I might be just creating more aspect or more podcasts regarding month of June because it's so interesting. But saying that, I hope that you have enjoyed listening to this, and if there is anything that resonates, it will be so amazing if you could comment and please help us subscribe, because your help only helps us move forward and motivates me in order to do better work ahead. So thank you once again for all your love. And to all the subscribers and all the new subscribers who have subscribed, I give a big thank you. And for all the rest who have been there from the start with me, I send you all my gratitude. Thank you once again. But saying that, I just want to now sign out and just sending you a lot of love and abundance through into your path. And I shall see you once again. Please note, there are more meditations coming up for helping you with the month of June, especially when we are working with grounding ourselves and maybe opening those areas where we really need to work deeper. So thank you once again, and I shall see you next in another podcast very soon. Sending you a lot of love, and thank you once again.